Beep beep everybody. Hope you're all having a great day today. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. Here we are at Antiques Emporia in Cape May, New Jersey, and this is located on 405 West Perry Street, Perry. We're going to go check out the inside and see if we can find any baseball cards, and here they are. There is one seller in here who occupies a rather large space, so this is almost like a mini baseball or sports card shop inside of an antique mall. Down below there's a lot of vintage cards. You may have to pause the video from time to time if you want to catch some of the prices. Some of them are very clear, like that 63 Killebrew is $84.99. The 62 Ernie Banks is $64.99. And they have a variety of different sports cards. There's some boxing cards there. Some of those look pretty old to me. There's a 76 Topps George Brett for $44.99. And a bunch of other cards from the 60s and 70s. There's some Deckle Edge, I think from 1969 on that bottom shelf. And looks like team sets up here for football. There's a whole bunch of them. Here's some more vintage baseball. 1970 Topps Rod Carew, Brooks Robinson from 69, Joe Morgan from 68, Gaylord Perry from 68, a 72 Tom Seaver. Some cards from 1975, 63 Willie McCovey for $35.99. I generally found the condition of the cards here in pretty good shape, I'd say. There's a 1989 Topps set. There's some hand-collated box sets. Some from 1990 there. Allen and Ginter sets from 2006 and 7. Here's some factory sealed complete sets from 2021, 2024. Plus some junk wax thrown in. Here's some issue of Tug McGraw for about $70. There's a 61 Robin Roberts. Steve Carlton signed baseball. 74 Mike Schmidt for about $50. There's some Phillies cards down on the bottom shelf. There's some more team sets from football. This one had football cards. Looks like primarily football cards. There's, I think, some basketball on the bottom shelf. Here's some hobby boxes. Some books, baseball books below. There's some rack packs. And some wax packs. Looks like mostly junk wax era. 68 Lou Piniella, $18.99. There's a couple Richie Allen rookie cards in here. Condition varies. The ones that are cheaper have some more wear on them. There's a couple Gary Carter rookie cards. There's a 62 Gaylord Perry for $124.99. And over here we have some more stuff. There's Whitey Ford signed baseballs back there. There's a Thurman Munson rookie for $144.99. There's a 68 Mantle that I think I just got the edge of at $474. There it is. And now we're on like the other side of the room. This guy kind of takes up two big areas. Fergie Jenkins rookie card. That looks like that's going for $74.99. There's Willie Mays from 1967. 65 Roberto Clemente, 61 Hoyt Wilhelm, 63 Willie Mays. There's some more factory sealed sets from 2025, so this seller does bring in new stuff. Signed photograph of Whitey Ford. Signed poster, Phil Rizzuto, I believe that is. There's Phil again over there. There's a Johnny Bench rookie card for $375. 61 Koufax. The Joe Morgan rookie card, $195 for that. A 68 Seaver for about $200. Eddie Murray rookie for $80. That's graded 7. There's an 82 traded Ripken. There's some other 80s boxes from traded sets, I mean. There's a George Brett rookie. And down below we have a bunch of yearbooks. There's a Greg Luzinski signed photo. That was a Duke Snyder autograph to the left. There's Tim McCarver and Steve Carlton signed photo. That's pretty cool. Signed football, Dan Marino. Signed 70 Topps, Jim Bunning. There's a Mike Schmidt rookie card. A Steve Carlton rookie card. Lots of really neat stuff to look at here. Mike Schmidt signed World Series ball from 1980. Another Schmidt rookie. Apologize for the glare. Glass cases, kind of hard to film with the fluorescent lighting. Hopefully you can see these very well. If not, I apologize. At least it gives you a hint of what kind of stuff you might find here. There's some signed uniforms, some old Phillies scorecards, I believe. They have cards here in these boxes from baseball and football. Here's some more stuff here. Some more signed baseballs. I wish there was some way I could get rid of that glare, but I'd have to ask them to turn the lights off, I guess. And there you can sort of like see that other side of the room there. So I did buy some stuff from here, and I'll showcase that at the end of this video. But here's some more footage of Cody at the beach. This is Sunset Beach again. We made multiple visits here. Usually it's a pretty quiet beach, and that's why we take them here. Dogs are allowed on the beaches, I think, starting in October, and that's why we go to Cape May in October. But we also had a dog show here too, so we lumped them together, try to take advantage of the timing of it. As you can see, he's got a lot of sand on his nose. He's been doing a lot of sniffing. I'm trying to get him back into view. Yeah, he's pressing his nose down. He must have found something there. Who knows what. This is the Cape May ferry. I don't know how often this makes the trip. It goes down into Delaware. and comes back. We were on this ferry once a long time ago, and this is the ferry coming back into Cape May. So I thought I would film this. On this day, the waters were okay. I don't know what I'm doing there. That's my feet. And now we're back to the ferry. Apologies for my distraction. I'm not sure what I was doing there. But you can see some of the vehicles parked up in the front, and they park in that lower section all the way to the back. And then you can leave your car and go up into the upper section where they have seating. And usually behind these boats, there's a bunch of seagulls. Apparently the engines in the back churn up the water, and it attracts their attention. Maybe it brings fish up to the surface more. I'm really not sure. I don't know much about that, but usually that happens. So right after this, I'll go over what I bought here at Antiques Emporia in Cape May, New Jersey. So stay tuned. All right, I hope you enjoyed that short tour of Antiques Emporia in Cape May, New Jersey. Like I said, the seller in there basically had a mini sports card shop covering a pretty wide range of cards, especially a lot of really neat Phillies cards and some great Hall of Fame rookie cards there as well. So I did buy 2 cards. This one is a 1941 play ball Harlan Clift, and according to the trading card database and Baseball Cardpedia, this is considered his rookie card. Got this for $34.99. Don't really run into very many cards from that far back out in the wild, but this seller had a few of them. He does have cards that predate this, going back to 1936, but for whatever reason, those aren't considered rookie cards, and I don't remember the rules for rookie cards prior to the Topps and Bowman era. It must have something to do that they needed to be nationally available, and I suspect that the cards predating 1941 for Harlan Clift were maybe regional. I don't know. I'm not real sure about that. But hey, it's nice to get an early rookie card. Here's what the back of that one looks like. So I was happy to pick that one up. The other card I picked up was this 1972 Harmon Killebrew. This one was $24.99, and I thought this was a pretty nice looking card. And there's the back of that one. So happy to pick this one up. And I did buy 2 other things. I'm not sure if I can get these on film here real well. Let me try to pull my camera back a little bit. We'll move our gnome out of the way. This is a 1977 scorecard for the Phillies. And I will take this out and briefly go through a little bit of it with you. It has the old Girard Bank, I guess, down here at the bottom. They must have been a sponsor for it. Let's get these guys out of the way. And what did I pay for that? I forget. Says $5.99 for that. Really good shape, I think. Looks almost like it was never used. And I did look at it prior to opening this up. As you can see, cigarette ads were the thing back in the day. And I did give these a sniff test while I was there. I didn't smell any mildew. That's something I'm always concerned about because I'm allergic to it. And sometimes these things end up in people's attics or garages or basements. And if they're damp environments, sometimes the paper stuff that you store there gets a kind of mildew smell. And there's some of the Phillies players there. Steve Carlton, Ollie Brown, Larry Boa, Bob Boone, and Warren Brewster. Here's Gary Maddox visiting the vets. There's a couple more players. It has this iron-on thing for Jay Johnstone. You see it's backwards and you iron this on your t-shirt. It also has the old Geno's logo. If any of you remember, Geno's was a fast food restaurant In the Philly area. I think they were also maybe in New Jersey and Maryland. I don't think they got very far. I remember one of the things getting there were like rectangular shaped hamburgers with Thousand Island sauce, which is kind of a unique thing. And here's Jay right there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Here's some players from other clubs that they were going to visit. It's kind of ironic that Manny Trio is listed with the Cubs. He would soon join the Phillies in a couple of years. And the scorecard was never used. It's completely empty. So whoever bought this kept it in really good shape. Here's folks at Acme all wearing Phillies caps. I always find that kind of humorous. Trying to show their Philly spirit, I suppose. Rustler's Steakhouse. I don't believe those exist anymore, so it's kind of neat to look at these. This is Steve Carlton, also another iron-on, and this has never been touched. So this is kind of really neat. I don't even know if they make iron-ons anymore. And there's some more Phillies players. And here's some newcomers. That's Bake McBride. I think he was traded to them in mid-season. And there he is down there at the bottom. And there's Dallas Green. He would later become the Phillies manager. I guess he was the head of the minor league system at the time. He played, I think, with the Phillies back in the 60s for a brief moment. There's a little thing showing you the seating at Veterans Stadium. Here's Channel 10 News Team. I don't remember watching this back in 77. I was like, I guess, 8 years old. I don't remember watching the news too much. But a couple names popped out at me when I saw this. This guy up here is Herb Denenberg. I remember him. And right here is Edie Huggins. And Edie used to go around shopping every week at local supermarkets and comparing the prices between each of them. And I thought that was, we always enjoyed that to see who would come out in first. Usually in last place was Super Fresh. I don't know if she was doing this back in 1977, but Super Fresh wasn't around in 77. That they were called AMPs back then. And I think there's still some AMPs around. Acme is definitely still around. And there's the announcers, Harry Callis, Richie Ashburn, and Andy Musser. And the other one I got, and this is the yearbook also from 1977. This one was $13.99. And we'll pull this one out, and you have a look at this one too. I'll try to go quickly. I don't want to keep up too much of your time. Try to keep the video somewhat short. Ad for Tasty Cake on the back. Pretty cool. Still make tasty cakes today. Ate lots of those when I was a kid. There's Mike Schmidt on an ad for Tasty Cake. Not sure what else we got in here. More color photographs in this one. Scenes from the park. Here's the coaches. And there's Danny Ozark. There's Bobby Wine. Tony Taylor. Not sure who the other ones were. I wasn't really following baseball in 77. I only started really watching it, I guess, in 79 and really took off in 1980 when they were world champions. There's Larry Bowen, Mike Schmidt, Terry Harmon, and Tom Hutton, Gary Maddox and Greg Luzinski, Richie Hebner, Ted Sizemore, Steve Carlton and Jim Lomborg, Jerry Martin and Ollie Brown, Bob Boone and Jay Johnstone, Wayne Twitchell and Bobby Tolan, Larry Christensen and Ron Reed. You can tell Ron threw a curveball there based the way his hand release looks like. At least it looks like that to me. Ron Schuler and Tim McCarver. Tim McCarver looks really flabbergasted what's going on there. Jim Cott, back when he was a Philly, and Tom Underwood. And there's Bill Nahordny, who later played with the White Sox. There's a team photo. Pretty nice. There's Davey Johnson, who sadly passed away not long ago. Tug McGraw and Gene Garber. Randy Lurch, Fred Andrews, and Rick Bosetti. Here's some statistics. It's not a bad yearbook for when this was made. There's a minor league review. A lot of these players I don't remember. I remember Warren Brewster. Todd Cruz ended up on the Mariners. There's Lonnie Smith up here. He turned out to have a pretty good career. I wish they'd played him full time for some of the teams he was on. I think he could have done a lot better. There's Keith Moreland over here, and he ended up with the Cubs. There's Dane Orge and Tim Blackwell and Jim Morrison. I remember those. I think some of these guys never made it. Here's instructors in the farm system. There's Granny Hamner. Tony Gonzalez. Ruben Amaro. Lee Elia. Lee Elia passed away this year too. A bunch of scouts. Something about a rare game in April with a crazy score, 17-1. Up there for New York and Pittsburgh, but wow, that's a pretty high score there. Some photos of teams that are visiting. There's a golf cart shaped like a Phillies cap. Here's pictures of the players with their families, which is something they did for a while there, because I have an 83 yearbook and they did that in there as well. And here's like the staff of the front office. It's nice that they put everyone in there. Here's some more family photos. And here's the schedule up here. And there's the broadcasters, Richie Ashburn, Harry Callis, Andy Musser, and Steve Silverman. And here's about tickets, the roster, and another Tasty Cake ad. So pretty cool. Definitely happy to pick this one up. I wish I had bought another one they had. He had one from 1968, and I should have probably bought it. I don't remember what the price of that one was, but I was like, I don't want to spend too much more, so I passed on it. So maybe the next time we're down there, we usually go there every year in October. Most of the time. Once in a while, we'll skip and go up to Niagara Falls, and we haven't been up there in a while. Maybe we'll go up there someday. I don't know when, but there's a lot of antique malls up there that we have not checked out, and maybe someday we'll get up there and I'll have some more videos for you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know this was a bit longer than usual. I just wanted to get some more non-sports card stuff, put some life into the video, like here we are at this beach, and here's IKEA, here's a bunch of napkins. I know, it's kind of silly, but yeah, it's part of my personality. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Don't forget to leave a beep beep in the comments. Beep beep, everybody.